I wondered how that worked. I'm like,
And
that's what
the good thing about this, every way that we just did it, so we did the twisties,
Mhm.
these are the twisties, and then we just did the braid. That's how locks start.
Oh,
Or you
nice,
could do
okay.
coils.
Yeah.
Coils is okay. You got a choice.
See, yeah, you were asking to do a twist.
You can do the twist. I
Oh.
these mannequins are.
Give me anxiety.
Yeah, it's hard to do it on a mannequin. Seriously, if you can do it on a mannequin, then you can. So I have Graves' disease, and one day I put my hair up, and like a patch of hair like came out.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my goodness, I cried about that because, in my family, hair meant a lot to my dad growing up. And he always wanted the women to be real feminine and all that. So when I started seeing my hair come out like that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have any hair. And I went to the doctor just to make sure that it wasn't anything else, but it was because of Graves' disease. My husband is a cosmetologist.
Your husband's a cosmetologist?
Long time ago. Yeah,
Oh,
my
okay,
husband, because it was part of his curriculum for barber school. And he
Oh,
said, I told him, I said, well, I'm just going to just cut all my hair off. And I'm just going to be happy with that or just keep wearing wigs. And he was like, no, you can't continue wearing wigs because that's going to pull out your hair. So he said, what you need to do is just start locking them. And it took me a long time to come to that decision because technically I did have to cut some of my hair off because when you do locks, it has to be natural. You can't have any relaxers or anything. It just has to be your regular natural hair. So yeah, when that started, my hair literally it was like this.
Sure.
It was and but you know what? I never felt more beautiful.
Yeah.
You wanna know why? Because I got to meet me.
Yeah, you got to get to the authentic.
I stopped caring
you.
about how other people felt about how I looked. And I understood what I was going through. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do this journey. If I have to look at myself in the mirror and cry, then I'll do that. But then something happened. Like I start feeling confident. And I'm like, I'm like, Charles, it doesn't make any sense because I'm like, my hair is so short. I don't even know why I even have this confidence. And he was just like, because you're beautiful.
Yeah,
Hair does not make the person. Things doesn't make the person. So
culturally,
that's how-
growing up, were you pressured by the public or say your family for your natural hair to just be exposed? I have a sister and she's mixed, and I always grew up thinking, I loved everything about my sister.
Yeah.
Her skin tone, her hair. It wasn't until I was older and realized the things that she went through, that the things I loved her for, other people hated her for.
Yeah.
And she has alopecia.
Alopecia?
Yes, and so she's completely bald now.
Yeah.
And it's been a really hard journey to watch that. She actually is who got me into wigs. So just finding the love of loving yourself, that's a really big move.
It is.
To just be like, okay, I'm accepting it as is.
And I think we need to be like that anyway, as women, because I think naturally things are just hard for us anyway. Hair is just one more added thing, know. But growing up, like my dad, I was kind of like, I think it was Miss M when she said it was foreign because my dad didn't allow braids either. My dad, and we could talk a little bit more about with the artifacts, but growing up, my dad, I guess in his generation, they had like natural hair, either the afro or your hair was just, hot combed down. And he did not allow me to cut my hair. I had natural curls, kind of like Alyssa, and I had to keep them in what's called a jerry curl, and I couldn't get it trimmed. I couldn't get it straightened. I couldn't do any of that until I was like 17 years old. And then I went behind my dad's back and went to the hairdresser when I turned 17. And I got my hair relaxed. And I said, this is my choice.
Yeah.
This is what I want for me. I don't want to look like how you want me to look. I want to look like how I want to look. And that's what I did. And I went and got highlights. So he was super mad.
Did your
On top of that, a cherry on top.
Yeah.
Did your family believe in like putting intention in your dreadlocks? I've learned like some things about like dreadlock maintenance and whatnot. I know how to like use a crochet hook and do like the regrowth and stuff, but only like people are really specific about who touches their hair, and especially with locking, because what you're thinking a lot of times, and they put prayers into them. You can have like prayer locks. Do you do that with your locks when you do your
I am
maintenance?
very particular about who does my locks. I tell you that. Only because I don't need it coming out, you know. And then it's like, for me, it's a spiritual journey for me as well. But I don't do anything like out the norm with locks. I just do the regular, like they interlocked it before.
Okay.
And interlocked, kind of hard to explain because I'm just now getting used to some of the terms. It's just a different style that they do.
And so like back combing?
To this part to the new growth.
Uh-huh.
So they interlock it with like a crochet, and like you were just talking over the hook, and they jam it back together. Some people just
like the
twist
in and
it.
out motion, like
Right.
that, or you can do hand rolling.
Right, palm rolling.
Palm rolling, yeah.
So palm rolling, you take it and you twist it this way, you know, with the gel, and go all the way down. But it's very.
There's
but
a lot
you
of
don't have to do
friction
it all the way
within your
down. But you
hands
do it
and
this the new growth.
the new growth.
So it's just different styles that people do. Like even looping, where they take this hair, right? And then they take the
Make a
lock and they
hole.
go through the hair and they pull it out. I don't quite like that. It is faster, but I get, I don't know about knots being in my head. But they do look nice. If the right person would do it, you know, which I would have to watch a video and then maybe look at him do work on somebody else or them do work on somebody else, because some people don't know what they're doing and they will mess your hair up and it will come out literally. Now, and this can be reattached. I can cut this off and it can be reattached.
Yep.
A real loctician could take your hair and put it back in your hair.
Yep.
And I think and that's what's good about locks.
Yep.
You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with this hairstyle. I mean, I thank God for this hairstyle. Made me feel so much better about myself as a man, I'm telling you. And I enjoy it. Every couple of months when I get it retwisted and I see a little bit of length, I'm just like, man, I didn't even realize it was that long. And it makes me feel good, because a lot of people, the way that you guys would like grow your hair, you guys wake up in 2 days, you could cut your hair in 4 days, it'll be down to your ankles. But for brown skinned women, it does take a little bit longer to have hair grow, you know, as long as your hair could grow. So I just thank God for the journey.
Do you know much about scalp psoriasis? No.
Oh, I'm not a beautician.
Well, what about you, husband? Do you know much about? Well, I get I have like scalp psoriasis from stress, like stress induced, and I was using this. I go to the the beauty store, and I've been to Raheem's. I don't really care for that one. I used to go to Miss BJ's in Marion. She's a very nice elderly woman, and she just recently reopened her shop. Anyway, there was this oil mixture that she was giving me that was really helping it. It was like tea tree with some other stuff in it, and it would help with like the inflammation. But I've pretty much had, if I like eat meats or certain things with red in it, like red meat, red wines, anything that's not really like leafy and greeny and light, it will cause it to flare up, and it will go to like my elbows and my knees when I'm like super stressed. So I've been trying to find, recently I've not been putting any heat like on my natural hair. Here, you can hold this. I've been doing just like mostly braids, and then like I'll have my sister braid it back whenever I go and I visit her, and because I dyed it a lot last year. I had lost a friend, and I guess that was the one thing I felt like I was in control of, was my hair. And so by coloring it and doing this damage to it that I thought, I was really just not thinking, it was impulsive action. So I cut it all out. I almost have all the black hair dye out. And all of my naturals, it's coming back in. I saw my first gray hair. My 30th birthday's in 2 months. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, my first gray hair. My 30th birthday's 2 months away. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I love it.
But I'm trying to. I have like curls that were there before my, not super curly, but it's not completely straight either. And I'm trying to find like the best way to wear this with putting no heat on it. And I want it like micro trim just to keep it growing. And then I had dreadlocks at one point, and then I cut them off and was like, I'm getting a real job. I can't be out here just of tattoos and dreadlocks in the world that we live in. But we actually, yeah, I had to like change my way of thinking about that because
That's your crown.
it feels like at this point with my hair, I would like to just grow it. I don't want to lock it yet, but I want to find a healthy way to wear this where I feel good about it, you know?
Braids in there. You can put some braids in there and leave some out. You'll need a rubber band due to how fine your hair is. But yeah, there's lots. You can do lots.
I don't know how to style this. This
hair.
is just very like
You can do like 2 strands.
like the two.
Cornrows.
I had cornrows at one point in my life. My 4th grade pictures. I told you I had a biracial sister growing up. So my mom, when she was like on a bender, and you know I would have pictures and stuff coming up. My sisters beat me with a brush, and she's like, "Beauty is pain, Brittany." And I'm going to my 4th grade school pictures with cornrows. I'm the only white girl in the class with cornrows. I'm like,
I think that what you're.
but that's how I grew up, and I wouldn't trade that for anything because it, you know, that's who I am. So now I want to embrace that as a 30-year-old woman as well, and I can't keep buying wigs, but I don't feel confident about
braids don't belong
this.
to nobody. You know, braids is braids. It's fascinating. I had no idea that was part of your culture to braid, Pastor Karen.
Oh.
I had no idea. I'm Irish. I had no idea. So braids don't just belong to. Speaking of that, since we're on that, she can read this here. But yeah, it doesn't belong to one culture. I think everybody either braids, plaits, whatever you want to call them, but they've been in this world for a very, very, very long time.
What about like women in Israel and like hijabs and things like that, that they wear those to protect their hair? Like, what?
Maybe underneath it, they might have braids.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Is that something that is culturally like a cultural thing? Is that a spiritual thing? Is that a
I think the hijabs are. Go ahead, hon.
I was just going to say depended on different ones because some are cultural and some are spiritual as well, and but I'll say as concerning you, I would say continue to pursue the path that you're doing because your hair is doing good and it's coming. And I always tell people that a cosmetologist or anybody that's really adamant about doing hair, they are really like doctors in that field because they know what to, like you said, different ones know what to suggest to you, and you know, and it'll keep you on track. It's like going to the doctor. The more you go, they see the changes and they can tell you, offer what needs to be done and what maybe you shouldn't, and so it can only help.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot more confident about it actually. So I feel like it was well, it's gotten long, but I literally just had a moment, and they say that like hair holds memory as well.
Yes.
And so when I lost my best friend this past year,
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, I actually just presented the case to be reopened to the state's attorney because they ruled it a suicide because she had mental health issues. But like upon further investigation of me, I didn't know if it was like denial at first, I couldn't accept it, or if I really just was the only person that cared enough to put pieces together to something. And so I did, and I presented it to the state's attorney, and it's going to be presented to someone higher up to be reopened. So that gives me a lot of comfort. But it was a really long year, so my hair was like what went through it the literal most this past year. And yeah, it feels nice to be in a group to be able to share that because it's been a literal just disaster of me not feeling like myself or confident. I tell you, when I cut it, it felt so much better. It felt like there was so much that was released, I literally was holding it, and until it felt where I thought it wasn't good anymore, I cut it. And where I felt like I didn't want it, I cut it. And it could look like to other people a literal nervous breakdown, but growing up, you know, the way that I did and going through the system and having, you know, multiple families upon families, and hair being something that really became a hassle and more like a task to do for other people than for myself. Like certain families would only like certain haircuts that you could go to, and just the way it was accepted, that now it's like I'm on this new journey with it, and I've been keeping heat off of it, and that's the best thing that I've ever done in my entire life, is to keep heat off of my hair. So I'm growing, and I guess you guys will be with me during this journey, because it's coming back.
All right.
You'll
You
probably
don't
see
need
me a
one.
million different wigs before then, but
You don't need them, but you can wear them.
All right.
It's your choice.
I don't know if I might do like a bob cut, just to even out. You know what I'm saying? Get like some layers to where it could just like naturally lay better. And if I did just like cornrow back like halfway, I think that would be something that's
You have a naturally beautiful face.
um,
Anything you wear will be fine. Even right now, you look beautiful.
Yes.
Right now, no makeup, no nothing. You're just
you.
beautiful.